What's going on, YouTube and fellow rat racers? So I am a recent grad as of May 2019, and something that I never really thought about before was my retirement plan. So it's just not something we think about when we're young like this, and I kind of wanted to go into more depth about a couple plans today. So today specifically, I'm going to be talking about an IRA, but more so the differences between a traditional IRA and a Roth IRA. So first off, let's talk about what an IRA is and whether or not you're eligible to deposit into an IRA. So IRA stands for Individual Retirement Account, and whether or not you're eligible is completely dependent upon how you file your taxes and your total adjusted gross income. If you and your spouse are filing married and making above $203,000 per year in adjusted gross income, then unfortunately you're not eligible for an IRA. But, however, you can apply for a backdoor Roth IRA, which is something we can talk about in another video, but it's kind of a workaround. If you and your spouse make less than $193,000, then you are eligible to deposit the full amount into IRAs each year, which is $6,000 or $7,000 if you're 50 years or older. Now, if you lie in between the $193,000 and $203,000 range, there are some stipulations for how much exactly you can deposit each year, so it's not always consistent. It always kind of depends on the situation. But on to filing single. If you are filing single, then you will have some of the same kind of repercussions as a married couple. However, the amounts are a little different. If you are filing single and make above $137,000 a year in adjusted gross income, then you are not eligible, but can still apply for that backdoor Roth. If you are making $120,000 or less, then you are eligible for the full amount. And the same kind of thing with that middle ground. If you're in that, then you kind of depends on how much you make and some other stipulations. So, assuming that you landed in one of the two areas that makes you eligible for an IRA, then you're probably wondering, should I deposit into a Roth, a traditional, or both? So the only issue with having both is that $6,000 or $7,000 that you may be eligible for can only be deposited across both of those. So you may deposit $2,000 into your Roth and $4,000 into your traditional, but that's it. And I believe with the certain stipulations that we're going to go over here about Roths and traditionals, that you're going to find one that's more beneficial for you. And I'm going to kind of explain which one I think is more beneficial for me and for others. Now let's dive into the pros and cons of each kind of IRA and talk about which one might be for you. So first we'll start off with tax breaks and when they come for each kind of IRA. So with the Roth IRA, your money is taxed as soon as you get it and deposit it into the IRA. This makes it a great option for those of you that maybe are thinking of pursuing higher education, maybe getting your doctorates, your masters, your bachelors if you only have an associate's, your associates if you don't have a degree at all. I mean, anytime you're expecting a large increase in pay and you're going to jump to another tax bracket, that's why I think the Roth IRA is great for those young, fresh out of college, someone like myself. I believe this is a great option for. Whereas in the traditional IRA, you're taxed as soon as those distributions are coming out. So if you think you're going to be in a lower tax bracket, maybe you're going to take an easier job, your income's going to go down later on, then in that case I think a traditional IRA is better. But now with withdrawals, if you think about withdrawing from a traditional IRA, it's not worth it. You're going to get a 10% early withdrawal penalty on that money that you had stored away, and you're also going to get your current income tax rate taken out of it. So you're going to end up with a lot more money taken out of a traditional IRA than you would with a Roth, because with a Roth you're able to pull out those contributions that you've made over the years without any penalty whatsoever. However, you cannot take out your earnings without a penalty. If you do, you are smallly penalized with that, but of course that's expected because you don't get penalized for taking out those contributions. So now something I'm sure you've all been asking yourselves is, how is that going to get distributed to you when you're 70 years old, 80 years old? When you start getting that money, how's it going to look? Well, unfortunately, with the traditional IRA, you are required to start taking that money out when you are 70 and a half years old. You have to take a certain percentage out of that taxable income no matter what. Now, If you have a Roth IRA, there is no age where your money has to stop growing. You can keep it in there until you're 80, 90. There's no rule that you must withdraw from that account ever. Meaning that if you're still making an income, you can keep that in there, keeping it invested in the market and gaining tax-free income after you're 70, 80 years old to whenever you want. So as I mentioned earlier, the Roth IRA is something that is very ideal for someone like me. This is due to the fact that I do intend on going back and getting a master's degree, and I am expecting to have jumped up 1 or 2 tax brackets by the time I'm in my 30s or 40s, and I'm assuming that's going to happen. So it's better for me now to put the money away and kind of know that I'm going to be taxed now and not later, because who knows how much is going to get taken out then. I hope that clarifies all the differences between the Roth and traditional IRAs. And if any of you guys have any more questions, please leave it in a comment, and I will do my best to get back to you and answer it to the best of my abilities. So thank you, like, comment, subscribe, please, and thanks.